Hello everyone, this is Isra Youssef and it is a revision video for your second exam. This is for grade 7 English lesson at Finnish Systems Schools. Now your exams is going to be set on Wednesday, which is 15th of April 20. So please prepare yourself, and this is a revision video. Your material, which is the things that are included in your second exam, you have a comprehension, you have the paragraph, the text which talks about the satellite and the global positioning system, the GPS. We have talked about it. The grammar you have from your booklets. The booklets you have comparing with adjectives, and also you have adverbs. From your book, you have like the sentence structure and the types of sentences, or the type of sentences, which is from Unit 6. And you have the pages written here. And the vocabulary, don't forget boys and girls, that you have a worksheet. You already have a worksheet. And remember that I told you that you have like the first box. You should memorize it, English, right? And try to revise like the spelling of the words that you have to memorize, the first box. The other words you should know it by like you should know its meaning, but you don't have to memorize its meaning. Okay? And don't forget what is written in your notebooks. Now this is actually a worksheet which is similar to the exam, to your second exam. You're going to have a text. Just like that, you have a text here, which is from the GPS and the satellite and the GPS text. So this method of identification, known as trilateration, is very similar to the way GPS maps locations, although the satellite system works much more quickly. The biggest difference between the map method is 2D or two-dimensional trilateration. This means that you are working with the flat surfaces rather than three-dimensional objects. GPS receivers use a 3D or three-dimensional trilateration to find people or objects. Three-dimensional trilateration works very similar to two-dimensional trilateration. Instead of circles, however, the mapping process involves the spheres. Picture the circles you drew on your imaginary map. This time, instead of circles, visualize the spheres. Instead of a flat map, visualize the spheres in space, with the possible locations touching many different points on Earth. When these spheres intersect, locations on Earth's surface can be identified, unlike 2D trilateration. It takes 4 spheres to truly pinpoint an exact position. In fact, Earth itself could act as the 4th sphere. You could eliminate any point in space and just use those that intersect on Earth's surface. GPS typically uses 4 satellites. However, in order to identify the location more accurately for any given location on Earth, there are always 4 satellites in Earth's orbit that are in the correct position to use for GPS navigation. So this is actually what you should do. You should read the paragraph or the text you have in your exam, in order so that you can answer the questions quickly. Here you have the first question, which is how many satellites GPS uses. Actually, GPS uses 4 satellites. So GPS uses 4 satellites, and it is written in the paragraph, which in the text in the previous text you have. So GPS uses 4 satellites. Why does GPS receivers use 3D trilateration? GPS uses 3D trilateration to find people or objects, and it is also written in the first paragraph. Difference between the map method and the way GPS works. which is the difference between the map method and the way that GPS works. It is actually 2D trilateration. The underlined word it refers to, you have an underlined word which is it, okay? And you can see unlike 2D trilateration, it. So here unlike 2D trilateration, so it can't refer to 2D trilateration because we have the word unlike. So unlike 2D trilateration, what works, which is 3D trilateration. What does the word accurately mean? It means like correct or precise, and you should memorize it from the box from your worksheet and your worksheets. What does the word sphere mean? Which means bowl-like form, which you have a bowl-like form, which is C. The answer is C, sphere, bowl-like form. What does the word eliminate mean? It means to get rid of something which is not necessary. Okay. What does the word accurately mean? It means correct or precise. You should memorize it from the box you have in your worksheets. What does the word sphere mean? It means like ball-like form. When you have a in a shape, like a ball shape, in a shape of ball. What does the word eliminate mean? Which means to get rid of something which is not necessary. So this is actually the way you're going to have, the way of asking questions you're going to have in your exam. The same way your exam is going to be multiple choice. So you're going to choose like one answer from the fourth answer you have. Now you're going to have like a second part, which is the vocabulary. The vocabulary, you're going to have like sentences, okay? And each sentence you're going to have blank space in the sentence. You're going to have a missing word in it. And you should like pick the perfect word which is suitable for the sentence you have. For example, she was looking for a management position in, of course, industry. I can't say like she was looking for a management position in clay. It is still too wrong. So you're going to choose the suitable answer, the perfect answer, which continues the sentence, which is industry. So position in industry. Files are stored in encrypted form. What do you mean by encrypted? Encrypted, which means that is written in code, placed in code. Okay, encrypted form. I tried to visualize, to imagine the house while he was describing it. So I tried to visualize, I tried to imagine the house while he was describing it. So this is what you're going to do to choose the perfect answer that is suitable for the sentence. Portraits in clay, wood, in oil. You have portraits. Portraits can be in clay, wood, oil, okay? I did not intend her to see the painting until it was finished. I did not mean for her to see the painting until it was finished. So intend is the perfect word that is suitable for this sentence. Now we are going to have a question which is similar to this question. What is the correct spelling of the word which means to get rid of something which is not necessary? Actually, this word which is eliminate. You have like multiple choices, okay? You're going to choose the perfect spelling, the correct spelling for the word, and of course, which is B, eliminate, with which starts with an E, Liminate. So this is actually the perfect answer. So you should be familiar with the spelling of words. Now let's move to grammar. Grammar, you're going to circle the correct form of the adjectives. You're going to have a question similar to that question, which is you're going to circle the adjective that is suitable for that completely suitable for the sentence you have. So, Sue is then Sammy. Here I'm comparing between two people, Sue and Sammy. So, of course, I'm going to use the comparative. Why? Because I'm comparing between Sue and Sammy. This is the first. I'm going to use the comparative. Now, tall is actually one syllable. So I'm going, in the case of comparative, I'm comparing between two people, I'm going to add ER. So tall becomes taller. So the answer is B. Okay? English is than German. I have like here two. I'm comparing between two, which is English and German. English, and we have the adjective, which is easy. Easy is actually one syllable. So comparative, one syllable, so I'm going to add ER. But here you should be careful, because you have an adjective which ends with a consonant followed by a Y. So I'm going to remove the Y, replace it with an I, and then I can add ER, which is easier, which is the answer B. You are the person I know. Here we are comparing between more than three things. You are the lazy person I know. So, here we are talking about superlative. And you have the word lazy. Lazy is actually two syllables. So, I'm going to add EST. And, of course, I should be careful. I should look at what the adjective ends with. And it ends with a consonant followed by a Y. So I remove the Y and I replace it with an I, adding EST. So laziest, the answer is going to be C. Snowboarding is than skiing. And you have the adjective is exciting. Here you are comparing between two, which is snowboarding and skiing. So here we're going to use comparative. Okay, you have the adjective which is exciting, which is three syllables. Here, in the case of comparative, so I'm going to add the word more exciting. So the answer is going to be C, because the adjective is like three syllables. So that's why I added the word more before the adjective. Now here you're going to have in the exam also a question similar to that question, which is like the type of sentences, which talks about the types of sentences. And you should remember what is written in the box. You should remember, guys, that the independently clause, which is a complete sentence that can stand alone. Okay? Dependently clause, which is subject and verb, but not complete on its own. It can be like completed by its own. There's something missing in the dependent clause. The conjunctions, we can put them in the word fanboys, which are for and, no, but, or, yet, and so. And you have a subordinate conjunction, which are after, because, since, and before. And this is all written on your booklet. Okay, on your book. Okay, now read each question carefully and choose the correct answer. So you should read the sentence carefully so that you can do the question. We have to go to bed when the clock chimes 10 o'clock. So we have to go to bed when the clock chimes 10 o'clock. Here we have to go to bed, which is a independently clause, when the clock chimes 10 o'clock, which is independent. So here you have a complex sentence. It's kind of complex. Why? Because I have independent clause and dependent clause. Okay? When, and I have the word when, which means that this is a dependent clause. Many brave soldiers fought in the war and they received medals. Look, here you have like two clauses and they are joined together by conjunction, which is and. So, of course, it is a compound sentence. The teacher and the principal met in the hall near the library. So, this is actually a simple sentence. It is an independent clause. Doesn't have any conjunctions. Doesn't have any subordinate conjunctions. Here, if you asked me, but teacher, we have the word and. Here, and does not join between clauses, between sentences. It joined joint between like two people, which is the teacher and the principal, between two subjects. So actually it is not here, we can't consider it as a conjunction, okay? That joins between two sentences or two clauses. Now, before we move to the other question, to the last question, here you should remember that an adverb is a word that generally describe a verb, okay? Adverbs describe verbs by telling you how, when, or where an action happens. Many adverbs end in ly, but not all of them. And here you have an examples of some adverbs that tell you how, some adverbs that tell you when, and some adverbs that tell you where. Okay? And it is also written in your booklets. Okay, you're going to have a question also. Choose the correct answer. What is the adverb in the sentence which is Aunt Sonia always wanted to be a reporter? The adjective obviously is always, which always. Aunt Sonia, the adverb here, always. Okay? The second one, what is the adverb in the news director plans the assignments carefully? Of course it is carefully, and it tells you how. How do the news director plan the assignment so carefully? What does the adverb recently in the sentence Aunt Sonia visited Paris recently tells you? Recently, so it tells me when. Okay, you should be familiar. So recently tells you when. When did Aunt Sonia visit Paris? You would answer recently. What does the adverb be quickly in the sentence, which is thanks to the news broadcast, we quickly learn what is happening? Here you have an adverb, which is quickly. What does it tell you? It tells me how. Okay. How do we learn? How do we learn about what is happening? Okay, quickly. Okay, so it tells you how. So this is actually what your exam is going to be, and the revision has ended. I hope it was useful. Please study well and stay safe. This is your teacher, Isra Youssef. Bye bye.